Okay, so this is a 20-minute demonstration of side position. So I've already got Patty in her side position, and I'm just going to add a bolster to make sure that she doesn't roll flat. So we'll put this just underneath so that you have something to prevent you from rolling too far forward. And the great thing about Thai massage is we can use our hands and we can use our feet. So in this one, I'm going to actually use my feet to deliver the massage. So she has her right leg straight and her left knee bent at 90 degrees. And I'm just going to take my foot and I'm just going to do the palming with my foot. Now we've already worked on her foot a little bit already in the previous video. So I'm just going to start really gently with the ball of my foot, working on the arch of her foot. And we are wearing socks because it's nice and warm, and what can happen sometimes when we're giving a massage is that the client will feel cold. So it's really important to have something that is warm so that they feel warm and you feel warm. And I can do a little bit more pressure arch to arch. And then I'm just going to come in front and just gently press the heel. So it's just a very gentle pressure on the heel. This internally rotates the leg. And then if you want to, you can come up the calf. This is a very, very gentle pressure. So the calves are the most delicate part of the body. So we're just going to work up the calf and back down. It's really important that you're stable and balanced for these ones so that you're not putting too much weight on the leg. If you're coming up above the knee, we're going to leave about half of the thigh not massaged, and I'm just going to work on the upper thigh. Do not work close to the knee. You're going to go nice and high, and then just gently with the arch of the foot over the thigh, we're going to lean in. And this works the yin meridians, and they're so important. The inner lines of the legs, very rarely massaged in conventional massage practice. And this is a really simple and easy way. I wish I had a cup of tea. I could just stand with my tea and just enjoy giving this massage. Thai massage is made for lazy people because the Thais really like to enjoy life. So Thai massage is naturally an easy thing to give and to receive. So we'll work down the leg. I'm not pressing on the bone, so be really mindful here that you're not stepping on bone, but just working gently through the heel. And one of the best parts about Thai massage is that the gentler massage is the best kind of massage. So that's the straight leg, and then I'm going to come into a kneeling position and I'm going to work on the other leg. So I'm just going to start with one hand on the top of the foot and one hand on the hip. And then I'm going to palm gently, and these ones feel really good, down the outside toward the knee. And then from the knee, I'm going to go back to the foot and the hip. And I'm just working on the outer leg. These are the outer lines, the yang meridians. And then back to the knee. And then both hands all the way down to the foot. Now what's nice about this one, after we've done palming, we're going to do thumbing. So I'm going to start underneath the bone with my thumb, and I'm going to inchworm my way up. And I'm right behind the bone, in between the muscle and the bone, where the meridians lie. As I get to the knee, I'm just going to shift my position and come up the back. And you want to look for this little groove, so I can kind of feel in between the muscle. There's sort of a little valley. And I think of them as the valleys between mountains. And this is where the rivers flow. So we're going to come up and around the hip, just gently with the thumbs. I'm going to avoid the greater trochanter, which is the center of the hip, and I'm just going to come up on the soft tissue and then back down, thumbing. And when you use your thumbs, you want to really press from the center of the body. So you can keep your arms nice and straight. So if you're really crouched down, just keeping your chest lifted. As I get to the knee, I'm going to shift my position and thumb walk back down. And there are 3 lines here. As long as you can feel soft tissue, you're probably on a line. And then I'm going to work back to palming. So remember, when we're working, we do palming, and then thumbing, and then palming. I'm going to come all the way up now to the hip. And then I'm going to come around the back. And this one feels really, really good. So I'm going to use both hands together and then just gently push. And you can see how Patty pancakes a little bit, so she's kind of flattening out. And that's why we have the bolster here, just to keep her from going completely flat. Again, it depends on your flexibility. Everyone is a little bit different. So with a more flexible person, it's even more important to have that bolster there. Now I'm on top of the spine. I'm using both hands, straight arms, to just massage the spine. And this, you'll feel the erector spinae, just the flesh moving off of the center spine. You can do one hand at a time, alternating palms, and back down. This is sort of like playing a piano, so I always find that it helps a little bit to widen the knees. And then I'm going to use my thumbs, and just on top of the spine, I'm going to walk from the base, from the middle back, thumb walking. And you can't overdo these ones because a back massage is the best. As I get to the top of the shoulder, clamshell, okay, you keep your thumb out of it, and it's just a clamshell squeezing the upper trap. And this feels so nice. You can do it a couple of times. Great place to massage the traps. People always want their traps massaged, and here the trapezius is more relaxed and a little easier to access. So we'll do thumbing all the way back down. Notice my posture, keeping the arms straight, and then palming, walking all the way up. So we do palming, and then thumbing, and then palming again. Now, because I have found that she's a little bit flatter, I'm going to take her hand and just bring her back a little bit, just rolling her so her hip stacks. Okay, now I'm on her right side, so I'm going to use my right hand, and we're just going to interlock palms. Now, depending how tall they are, you have to maybe kind of stand up. I've got a pretty good grip here, and I'm just going to pull up, detracting the joint, holding the wrist, and then circle the arm. These ones are so soothing, right? You can do big circles, just depending on how flexible they are. You can do smaller circles. Feels really nice. Switch directions. There's nothing better than holding someone's hand, warming up their palm, relaxing their shoulder. And of course, this is a really nice yoga one. And I'm going to turn so that I face the top of the body, okay? I'm going to take my elbow and link elbows. So you want to kind of feel that you get their elbow nice and supported, and then both hands interlock around the shoulder, and we'll do circles on the shoulder. If they have neck pain, or if there's, sensation here, some resistance, you just want to really feel that their arm and shoulder can relax completely. And once they're relaxed, you just take the shoulder and just lean back. Give them a nice neck stretch. Oh yeah. Deep breath. And reminding people to breathe will always help them to relax more. From here, nice and simply, we'll just take the hand, bring it to the other side of our body. One hand on the hip, one hand on the front of the chest. Now this one, you want to kind of be careful not to put your hand right on the shoulder cap, but we're going to use the blade of the pinky just to the top of the shoulder. We're going to press the hands apart. And then we do just a little lengthening and a twist. Nothing not too much pressure here, just a little pressure. Lengthening out the body and release. Good. Once they're there, I'm just going to come back to the feet, pick up this bent foot, give a little tug, and they should roll. And then once I've got you here, maybe a little bit of a lift. I'm just going to bring the legs up, and then a little circles. This can be nice, especially if there's back pain. I find that there's nothing easier than giving little rotations. So good for back pain. And then we reset sometimes if they're a little off center. We're going to take this knee into a bend and then roll her over. Yep. And then just make sure that you have a nice connection, and we'll do the same on this side. So now here's where it gets tricky. You want to make sure that when she's got her left leg extended, that you're using, or sorry, her right leg extended, that you're using your right leg. You okay there? Do you want to come back a little bit more? Yeah, just so your knee is comfy. Yeah, perfect. And then I'm going to gently use my foot. And again, starting with the foot palming. And rhythm is so important. You know, the Thai people always have music in the background when they're doing massage, so you always have some kind of pulsation or rhythm in the practice. It's nice to play soft or relaxing music. I'm standing to the front of her body, and I'm just going to use the ball of my foot very gently on the calf. The calf is the most sensitive area of the body, so we want to be really mindful not to put too much pressure here. They'll definitely tell you if you do. So working very gingerly on the calf. And then coming up, remember to come about halfway up the thigh. So when we're working on the thigh, you want to make sure that you're only working on the upper half. And this is because of the tendinous connection of the adductor that comes down. We want to make sure that we're not putting any pressure on those tendons. But this one can be the most powerful massage that you give because it really opens up the central channel. Such a nice way to receive. And easy for me to give. I'm just standing, drinking tea, leaning in. So from here, I'm going to step over. Working up the bent leg now, so I'm going to start one hand on the foot, one hand on the hip, and I'm going to go to the knee. This one feels so good. The outer leg, generally quite tight for most people. And then back to the knee, and then all the way down. Now from here, I'm going to do thumbing. So I bring my thumbs together and I'm just behind the bone. I'm going to thumb all the way up. When I get to the knee, I'm going to change my position. So I'm going to come facing the leg I'm working on. And I'm going to work up that nice valley, back of the leg. Oh, such strong muscle. You can feel all that muscle. I'm working in between the muscles, looking for that valley, that divot, coming around the greater trochanter up to the glute min at the top. Quite a tight muscle. You know, if they have tension here, you can just spend a little time, you know, with your thumbs working into it. Lots of pressure points here. And then I'm going to walk with the thumbs all the way down, back to the knee, and then I change my position when I get to the knee, coming back, facing the leg, and then we'll do just some palming to finish. So remember, we always do palming, then thumbing, and then palming, coming up to the hip. I'm going to keep one hand on her and come around. Remember this one taking a nice wide sitting position, so like a piano. If my knees are wide, I have more capacity. And then I'm just going to press with my palms, double palms, straight arms. And alternating. You can do one hand at a time, walking the palms. I'm above the spine here. Same again with the thumbing. I'm going to start with my thumbs close together and just walk the thumbs. Coming all the way up to the top of the neck. And this one everyone loves. So you thumb all the way up the spine. And then it's a clamshell with the thumb in. And we just cup the neck and give a squeeze. Do this a couple of times. And it's the heel of the hand. So this is actually palming. You're just gripping and squeeze. And then we'll thumb walk back down. And then once I'm finished thumbing, of course, back to palming. Feels so good. Really easy. This is one of the easiest and most therapeutic ways to massage the back. And it's so comfortable for the receiver. So she's flattened out again, so I'm just going to gently, sometimes I can even grab the hip and just bring her back so the arm is nice and vertical. Left hand interlocks with the left hand, right hand to the wrist. I'm going to lift to detract the joint and rotate gently. Ooh, feels good. And these ones, as much as possible, you know, I'm working my own body. So just feeling that you can, even small circles are great. Using your body, shifting your weight is always going to feel really, really good. And then facing the head, I'm going to link elbows. Make sure that the arm is not tense. People will really tighten up here, so you want to feel that you kind of have it in a little sling. And then both hands cup the shoulder. And of course, working on your left side, your left arm is going to become as adept as your right arm at these ones. Circle both directions. And then interlock your palms, lean back and give a little pull. Oh, so nice for the neck. These ones are the best. You know, if you have someone who has lots of neck tension, the clamshell and just this gentle stretch. We'll take the hand, bring it over to the other side, and then using your hand to the front of the shoulder cap. And I'm more on the chest, okay? So not cupping the shoulder. I'm more on the front of the body. I'm just going to gently press my hands, stretching, lengthening, and delivering a gentle twist. And Patty's doing such a good job of breathing deeply. Each breath she takes, the body softens and opens. Nicely done. Okay, so we're going to take the foot, really easy, rolling her back onto her back. Welcome back. You still with me? Give a little snake, maybe a few gentle circles. And switch directions. And then I like to pull the legs and do just a little rock. You watch their head bob. I mean, this one's so nice. All the way down. And release. That's side body, side position. Best position in my opinion.